All right, we're about to learn about the ear and all the things that have to do with it. All right, so we're going to start with the outside of the... Should I start over? Okay, we're going to learn about the ear and all it has to deal with. So we're going to start with the outside ear, all right? So Kelsey, tell me, what is the external part of the ear called?
The pinna.
The
Pinna.
That's right. The outside of the ear is called the pinna. And so in the ear, you have these little ridges right here. The outside ridge is called the helix. H-E-L-I-X, the helix. The inside one is called the antihelix. Can I see that probe? There we go.
Sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So we have the helix and we have the antihelix. And then we come over to right in front of the opening. You have this part of the ear. Usually it's like a little pointed piece. It's called the tragus. Here, let me show you a picture in this book right here. You have the tragus, and then you have the antitragus. So can you see it here? It's not really there, but it will be right here. The tragus, and then the antitragus. Okay. So now we're going to go in... What's the what?
Depression.
I don't know. What is the depression, Kirill?
Concha of the oracle.
All right, so right here is the concha of the oracle. So now we're going to go into the ear. A few minutes ago, we learned about the external acoustic meatus. It's right here on the skull, and this is actually called the same thing because this is actually where it is. And so this right here, my friend, is the external acoustic meatus. And so we're going to jump real fast to the internal acoustic meatus. So I'm going to take out this cochlea right here. And this part of the bone, the internal acoustic meatus, is the part where the vestibulocochlear nerve comes in and innervates the cochlea. So just like on the skull, you have the external acoustic meatus, and you have the internal acoustic meatus. You have it here on the external ear as well. You have your external acoustic meatus, and then on the inside, you have your internal acoustic meatus. So now back to the external acoustic meatus. The meatus ends at the tympanic membrane, or the eardrum. It's right here. And then when you hit that place right there, you hit a little region right here. This tube coming down here is called the eustachian tube. And this is actually connected to the pharynx. So that when you're going to different places where the pressure changes and you feel that ear popping, the pharynx allows air pressure to be equalized on both sides so you can relieve that sensation. It actually empties out into your, your throat area. And so on the tympanic membrane, I don't know if you can see it here, you have the three bones, the malleus, and then that's connected to the incus. And the stapes on this model is kind of broken. I don't know if you call it the stapes or the stapes, but that little bone is broken. And it connects the bones to this portion of the ear right here. So let's review a little bit. You have the external acoustic meatus. It ends at the tympanic membrane. Touching the tympanic membrane is the malleus. And then the malleus connects to the incus. The incus connects to the stapes. And the stapes to the oval window of this. So, when sound comes in, it comes in through the external acoustic meatus. It vibrates the tympanic membrane. The vibration travels through those three little bones. And the three little bones communicate it into here. And so now we're going to go over this little guy right here. So right here is a broken piece of the stapes, but this is where it would go, into the oval window. And so it'd be a little bit of a vibration here. And the vibration would cause, there's fluid in here. The vibrations would go to the fluid, and the vibrations would spin all throughout here. So this snail shell looking thing right here is called the cochlea. The cochlea or the cochlea. And in here you have two different kinds of fluid. You have the endolymph and you have the perilymph. And so as the stapes vibrates, the liquid vibrates as well. And then that innervates the cochlear nerve, which takes it back to the brain. And so then we have hearing. And so you have these three canals right here. It sits in here right here. And these are called the semicircular canals. And if you notice, they're in three different dimensions, kind of like the XYZ graph you have in math. And these have different receptors in here so that as we move, our body kind of knows what orientation that we're in. So when we're upside down, these are the this is the reason why we know where we are. Like if we turn our head to the side, if we turn upside down, we turn to the left real fast, to the right, these kind of help us with our orientation. And actually there's also two other small little organs inside of here, the utricle and the saccule. We're not going to go too far into those right now, but they're in here as well. So you have the semicircular canals, you have the utricle and the saccule in here, and you have